So here we are in a Jupyter notebook. Again, I have 2 lines of short description for you guys just to quick recall about what we did learned in our last presentation round. So we have filter method that construct an iterator from elements of an iterable for which a function returns true. In simpler word, filter methods filter the given iterable with the help of a function that tests each element in an iterable to be true or false. Now, let's start with the syntax part. Again, the syntax is quite easy. We have a function. Okay, always remember that all of these, that is map, filter, lambda, which we are going to learn, are starting from small, okay, not from capital. Nothing is starting from capital. Even def and all the other concepts that moreover we do are always starting from lowercase letter. Iterable, that's it. So that is the syntax of our map function. Now let's take quite a quick example of it. So let's take def check, and I'm gonna pass a number over here, and inside of it I'm gonna write if num is greater than 0, return true, else return false. Okay, let's check if it's working fine or not. Check, and oops, check 5 is true, check -1 is false. Now let's create a filter out of it. Let's again create an iterable. Iterable equals to, again I like list, so I'm going to use out list over here. Then I'm going to create out some numbers, 1 comma 2 comma -5, again some random numbers. Let's write some more random numbers. Again, let's take, okay. So successfully I have created out some random numbers. Some of them are positive, some of them are negative. Now I have been assigned a task that you have to get out the positive numbers out of an iterable. So let's run it off. The iterable has been created, the function has been created. Only one task is left, that is a filter. Filter, check, and then an iterable. That's it. Let's run it something like this for item, and copy this, paste it out over here, print item. So we will get all the positive numbers, or else you can just do a quick type conversion. Okay. So these are all the positive numbers that we have up in this iterable. So that's how we can run out our filter function. Let's look into some more examples. So let's take some random numbers again. Okay. Iterable. Let's create an iterable first. In this I'm going to write out some random numbers, that is 2, 3, 45, 6, 65, 78, 78, then again 23, 48, 28, 18. Let's write out some numbers, 21, then 8, 9. Okay, so successfully I have created out some random numbers. Now these are all the peoples who have just recently applied for playing PUBG Mobile or something like that. Okay, and I have to screen out for people who cannot play it. Okay, these are all the ages, and I have to screen out people from this. So what I can do is I'll create a function, screen, pass my number n, and then if n is less than 18, I'm gonna return false. This is with a capital F. Else return true. Okay. Now let's pass out my function over, my filter function over here, filter, screen, and let's pass iterable. successfully I have created out. So let's do it using for loop. First of all, for n in, again, the filter function, copy, paste it out over here, and then let's print n. So these are all the ages who can play out. Okay, and we can also do it using list also if you want to do a quick type conversion. So list, let's paste it. Yeah, these are all the ages that can play out. Okay, we can also get out who are, like, if we change it, like who are the small ages that we should be screening out just by changing out code over here. Let's change that, and if you pass now, it will be just the opposite of it, all the numbers that are less than 18. So it's on you, it depends upon the use case which you are writing out. Right now I'm just going to change it off to, okay. Now let's take one more example. Example 3. What should be the example of this? Return all the even numbers from a list. Okay, return all the even numbers uh, from a range of 100, range till 100. Let's start out with our function def, and then I'm gonna write even num, pass my numbers. If n modulus 2 equal to 0, then it should be returned true, else it should return false. That's our function, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my iterable. So even nums, let's change this, even nums, and let's create an iterable list using the range function 100. Okay, now we can do it using for loop again, or else we are just going to convert it back to a list. I'm going to use type conversion. So these are all the numbers that are even numbers between 0 to 98. Okay, now also you can rearrange the code for, if you want all the prime numbers between this, you can just filter out using this. You can pass a range function, write a code for checking out if the number is prime or not. Okay. Same thing, you can check out the length of this. Okay, let's say we have been given one more question. Let's take this as a last question. Return all the strings or items from a list which are even length. Let's solve it out. So let's write out the code. Def screen, gonna name this once more. Okay, def screen, pass out my string, that is s. If len, gonna do the same thing, len of s mod 2 is equal to 0, return true, else it should return false. Okay, now let's write out my list. Okay, let's filter it out, filter screen, same thing, and I'm gonna write out my iterable over here directly, not gonna do much over here. So let's write Paul, Nishu, Anjani, and Rohit. So you can see that I have gotten out all the names that are of even name length. Okay, so that's how we write out and filter function. That's a lot about filter functions that we have learned of. So let's jump into our next section of sectional video, that is of lambda functions. So I hope you guys are clear with map function and filter functions. Let's jump into our next quick video, that is of lambda functions. Thank you very much guys. We'll meet again in our next video.